Hi, my name's Janelle Schnacker, and I'm a PhD student at the University of North Texas Department of Learning Technologies. On behalf of my co-authors, Dr. Yu and Dr. Ge, welcome to our presentation of our conceptual literature review and examination of motivation in AI readiness for K-12 teachers. AI is rapidly entering K-12 classrooms, and teachers need more than simple technical AI skills. But existing AI readiness frameworks often emphasize simple knowledge and skills. They largely ignore teacher motivation, which is a critical component for the sustainability and meaningful integration of AI over time. So, why does motivation matter? Well, teachers decide whether AI is worth the effort, if it's aligned with their role on campus, and whether it's sustainable in practice over time. So, motivation influences the adoption of AI, the persistence in its use, and the innovation with which it's used as well. However, motivation is rarely theorized in AI readiness models. So, our literature review is guided by two essential research questions. The first, how do existing frameworks define teacher AI competence in K 12 education? And the second, to what extent do these frameworks integrate motivational dimensions from self determination theory and expectancy value theory? The conceptual framework of our literature review is shaped by Wakefield and Eccles' expectancy value theory, which states that expectancy for success, task value, and the cost to the individual is a key indicator of motivation. Self determination theory from Ryan and Deci incorporates the idea that autonomy, competence, and relatedness to the individual is key for motivation in completing a task. So these frameworks explain why teachers might choose to engage with AI or even disengage with AI. So our systematic literature review focused on the databases Scopus, ERIC, APA PsycInfo, and Web of Science. And we limited our research studies to the years 2015 to 2025. An initial search yielded 169 studies. And through screening and exclusion criteria, we narrowed it down to 15 empirical K 12 studies that focused on teacher educator competencies with AI. So our screening followed the Prisma 2020 guidelines, as you can see from our graphic. So in regards to the first research question, our results revealed that some key AI competence dimensions appeared in multiple studies. First, a conceptual understanding of AI, ethical awareness, pedagogical integration, professional development, and self-efficacy. Some less common themes that we saw were emotional responses, intentionality, and metacognitive reflection. When looking at our structured data extraction matrix, we can see the results of our second research question looking at motivation integration. There were no AI competence frameworks that explicitly were grounded in self-determination theory or expectancy value theory. Motivation was typically implicit, it was fragmented or untheorized, and some major gaps became evident, such as relatedness was rarely addressed in any of the 15 studies, and cost was entirely absent from mention within these studies. So, some key insights when we look at these results. AI competence does not equal any kind of holistic AI readiness. In fact, motivation acts as a vector that can shape the direction, the magnitude, and ultimately the sustainability of teacher learning when it comes to AI. Current instruments assess what teachers can do with AI, but they do not explain why teachers choose to engage or disengage with AI. So, when looking at this literature review within the larger scope of scholarly work, our brief paper extends AI readiness research beyond simple technical skills. It integrates motivation theory into teacher AI competence discourse. It highlights the affective and contextual dimensions of teacher education, and it offers a theoretical foundation for future AI readiness models. Some implications for practice include within teacher education, the need to address perceived value and cost of AI, as well as support the autonomy and professional identity of teachers within their education. So, when it comes to professional development, it needs to be motivationally informed and context sensitive to the needs of the teachers. And future research needs to explicitly integrate self determination theory and expectancy value theory to have a more holistic approach. So, in conclusion, AI readiness is not only cognitive, but motivational. Ignoring motivation limits adoption and ultimately sustainability. And a motivationally informed AI readiness model is needed to better support meaningful AI integration in K-12 classrooms. These are our references from our presentation, but the full reference list is available within the proceedings paper. And so thank you for taking the time to view our presentation, and I hope it provides a useful foundation for further thought and application.